Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy day after full moon. How are you doing? So this month we've been exploring themes around time, how we're relating to time, an invitation into slower, more expansive spaces with time. And yeah, so today I thought we could do a little animosomatic play with the energy being um, that we call time. So if you're watching now or if you end up watching this later, I'd love for you to just say hello in the chat, drop your name, where you are in the chat. Um, Love to welcome you here in the practice. And yeah, if you experience stress around time, just put yes in the chat. I'm assuming that's why you are here, or maybe you support people who experience stress around time, and you have all the kind of spacious ways of relating already, and maybe we can support each other in this. So let's see, just by way of preparation, actually, we'll just jump right in. So go ahead and give your body a little wiggle, a little shake. You can just invite yourself to slow and settle from whatever else you're coming from. So I often find that even just the simple act of leaning back, of letting my body rest back, has this very immediate sort of settling effect for me, at least. Kind of drawing out of that like very front body to attention posture. So just sort of allowing some resting back, a little maybe concaveness through the spine. Hello, welcome. If you're just joining now, I'd love for you to put your name in the chat, say where you are, and yeah, we're just doing a little dropping in. And then we'll do this sort of some animus-somatic engagement of the energy of time to see how we can live a little more spaciously and in a friendly way with it. So welcome. Hi. So I was just having folks just settle into your space, however that looks for you. So you might let your eyes wander from the screen for a moment. You might let your spine relax back. You might roll your shoulders or rock your head or take a few long exhalations. And I also like to use my hands as kind of a way of just feeling the perimeter of my body. So you might take your hands around the outer edges of your skin, particularly in the back of the body. I find that it helps just kind of draw out of that real front body attention I was just talking about. So giving the back of your body a little rub down, kidneys, and even down to the legs and down to your feet, as if to wake up all those little sensory cells throughout the body. And also, the skin is sort of this permeable, semi-permeable bridge between the outer world and the inner world. So just inviting that external awareness to, when it feels ready, start to move into your inner awareness, starting to track the ecology through that inner body. Sometimes closing the eyes can help, but it's not necessary. You can have a dual awareness there, outward, inward. And then I'll invite us to take just one long breath out. And with that breath out, maybe hands to your belly, giving your belly a little rub down. Imagine there's a root or a cord from your belly that drops all the way down to the center of the earth. And yeah, anyone who's practiced with me for any amount of time, really, you've done this before. We'll just do it again. Just tuning in to that place of connection and nourishment and compost that the earth holds for us. And as you're tuning into that beautiful grounding cord, I'll just invite you to maybe track or notice, see if you can land on or locate one physical sensation that is at least neutral or perhaps pleasant if that feels accessible. Maybe you can hear my chickens. Maybe it's an external sensation, a sound, a smell, a taste, something you can see, or there might be an inner sensation you can land on, a feeling of warmth or coolness or heaviness or lightness. Chickies are going to town. I guess that's just life. Yeah, and just let that sensation, the invitation is that neutral or pleasant sensation can act like a kind of anchor or I don't know, I've been calling it a port key lately. Like it can just help you return right here, right now, if you ever need to. If you feel like you get lost or, yeah. So just locating that sensation and landing there for a breath or two. Great. And then without thinking too hard, so just really letting your imagination play, letting your intuition sort of light up from the earth up. Just invite you to ask your inner wisdom if time, the energy of time, were to show up as a being, perhaps with a body or a shape or a form, how do they arrive for you? What is your immediate sort of instinct about that, the energy of time, the beingness of time, or how they are present for you? And there's lots of ways that information can come through. You might have an immediate sense of a color or a sensation or, you know, just a vibe, maybe something that comes over you or something that walks in the door. Maybe there's a actual shape, a being with a body, human or animal or plant, or a being without a body, something more intangible. And just kind of let them show up however they do without thinking too hard. You don't have to analyze it or make meaning out of it. You can wiggle your toes and rub your belly and even open your eyes now and then to just remind yourself where you are right here. Today's August 12th, 2022. And I'll particularly invite you to notice what physical sensation you're aware of when you invite in the energy of time. And if you're noticing anything that you want to drop in the chat, one physical sensation that feels connected to this energy, this time energy, I'll welcome you to put that in the chat. I'll just share, and I'm kind of in and out of it, out of the practice, so I'm not experiencing it the same way as if I were being guided. But when I just sort of call that into presence, I experience it as kind of this like cloud, this like gray blue mist cloud coming over. So really a sense of uncomfortable lightness through the top of my body, and yeah, a kind of a blur or confusion. Okay, so just tracking what you notice right from that first like invitation. And then I'll just invite us, you can rub your belly, you can give a little wiggle. Can you imagine a time when you felt very comfortable or spacious, like there was all the time in the world, where you were unrushed, unhurried, no stress about time? And see if you can imagine how that being, you can put yourself there, see the sights, see the colors, and hear the sounds of that moment. And see how the being of time showed up in that moment, in that space. Where are they? How do they appear? What are they doing? What's the sensation in your body there of the presence of time? Time is an energy, a being that we're relating to all the time. Okay, and then you can take a little breath in and breath out, a little wiggle, a little shakedown, and then imagine just taking a little, what's the word, like a time travel hop to a moment where you felt very stressed about time, where there was felt like there wasn't enough time, you were rushing. And how is time showing up in that moment? Where are they? What are they doing? And what's the sensation in your body? I notice immediately this like kind of grip around my throat. And yeah, just noticing that for another moment or so, and then taking a breath in and breath out, and a little wiggle, a little shake down, and you can time travel yourself right back to right here, right now, maybe finding that sensation that you began with. Maybe even opening your eyes, looking around, just inviting all of you to return right here, right now. It's August 12th, 2022. And without thinking too hard, just ask your inner wisdom to show you what would be a kind of gesture or encounter with time that might orient you like a friend to a friend with time. What does time want from you? Where can time be in your local ecology? Where can time be with you in a friendly way, in an ally? sort of way. And again, the information that comes might not be, you know, totally profound or even totally clear. Data from your intuitive sensing, it might come as a memory, an image, a sensation, a word, a thought. And just let your system kind of gather that. Doesn't have to understand or make meaning from it just yet. See if there's just a little bit of calibration, like what wants to happen in your inner ecology in order to calibrate towards time with a little more ease, a little more spaciousness. Or you can let your inner wisdom tell you the word, the way of being. How do you want to be in relationship with time? How do you want to be? And if a word comes, you can put that in the chat. I'd love to hear, like, how do you want to be in relationship with time? How do you want to be? And see if you can just take a moment to let that way of being really be present, really come alive in you right now. What's the sensation of that in your body? What's the gesture of that? The posture. For me, the word has for a while been spacious. I've used that a few times here. So wanting to have a spacious relationship with time. And for me, that feels like, what does it feel like? Feels like shoulders down, feels like heart a little bit soft, belly a little bit soft, and yeah, this a slow movement, not static, but kind of a waving. So just let whatever that state is make an imprint for a breath or two here for you. And then yeah, we'll just bow to our friend. Bow to our ally, or if it doesn't feel like they're that just yet, just acknowledging their presence as an energy in the cosmos that we're negotiating with. Thank you so much to this mysterious current that we call time, for whatever lessons and lessons we're learning from you right now. Thank you so much. Okay, so that is our practice for today. Thank you so much, everyone, who joined today and who might be watching in the future. And yeah, I'd love to hear about your experience. If there was anything you want to share, please just drop it in the chat. All right, I will see you next week.